Hello, we are Team 9305 and our members are Frankie Kim, Eric Yan, Caitlin Yang, Marco Han, Peter Han, and Daniel Lee. Our project that we have been working on is called Brainy Phonics. Our client's goal for us is to create a web application version of the mobile app. The application is meant to teach young children who aren't native speakers or just starting to learn the English language. The app contains learning activities focused on phonemes, vowels, and consonants so users can hear the sounds and apply it to their daily lives. For this sprint, we plan to design the new UI for the introduction and user authentication process, as our client wanted a different design from what we had originally. We initially were going to implement the typical username and password style, but after our meeting with the client, he expressed the desire for a new design. That included a combination of pictures to serve as authentication. We also plan to fully implement the UI and the backend service for the user authentication for this sprint. At the beginning of this sprint, our front-end team designed a UI mockup on Adobe XD to help create a reference on how we were going to implement our Angular front-end. Our UI mockup included the beginning introduction to our web application, which includes some initial animations which can be seen later on in the video. We also had our initial drafts for our landing, registration, and login pages. We went ahead and developed the components featured in our mockup by utilizing the component-based architecture offered by Angular to create our application. In this sprint, our front-end team created 3 components: the introduction, which included the starting animations as follows. Next, we created the landing page. This component allows the user to either navigate to the registration page or the login page. Finally, we created the registration/login components. Both are very similar except for some minor text details. These components allow us to show off our implementation of the picture combination authentication style we have decided on. In this sprint, our backend team designed an appropriate user schema and mongoose model for our backend. We set up a MongoDB Atlas database and have tested storing data to it using our user model with Node.js. Additionally, we have set up a server file that initializes the Node backend server to process requests and manage data between the front end and the database. Finally, we also set up possible routes that could be called by our front end to send data to our database, such as adding and returning users. In the following clip, we demo how our backend is currently functioning. Although we were able to complete a lot of the tasks that we had planned for Sprint 1, there was one thing that we couldn't finalize. And so we will be pushing that to Sprint 2. That task is the connection between the front end and the back end. This concludes our video for our Sprint 1.